Howdy, Immortalium here, and today welcome to a bit of a different video for me. In general, the types of videos that I do are review videos of anime and manga, or discussion video of some kind of particular topic. Yes, today is technically a discussion video, but rather than talking about a topic related to like the industry of manga or anime or something like that, I instead want to kind of take it a bit more personal. So I think it's fair to say that when we consume media, whether that be a movie, a TV series, an anime, a manga, a book, video game, whatever, I think it's fair to say that you will eventually encounter a situation that you consider to be very relatable. That's something that you feel really speaks to you. And as far as I'm concerned, that's generally a sign of good writing or good storytelling, etc, etc. And today I wanted to talk about a specific moment for me from an anime that really spoke to me, that I think portrayed something that I've had difficulty explaining to people really well. And I think a lot of you are going to be very surprised what show this is from, that being Gundam ZZ. Now, a lot of you are probably going to be very surprised at this, but first off, just to clarify for anyone who is unfamiliar with Gundam ZZ, Gundam ZZ is the third Gundam series. It is also the third Gundam series in the Universal Century timeline, and it is a sequel to Gundam Zeta. And I think it's fair to say that amongst people who watch Gundam series, that Gundam ZZ is probably amongst one of the more disliked titles. From what I've heard, a lot of people have a big issue with how the series becomes a bit more comedic. They think that the style change is too much. A lot of people think it's a big drop in quality from Gundam Zeta. I don't want to spend too much time talking about my own thoughts on Gundam Zeta. I want to speak more about that moment, but just to quickly say that I actually quite enjoy this show. I feel quite invested in a lot of these characters, in their situations. I think that for the most part, okay, it isn't always perfect in terms of the comedy, but I think in general the comedy works. And to be completely honest, of all the Gundam series I've seen, this is probably in my top 5. I think it's a surprisingly good Gundam series, and one that I ended up enjoying quite a bit. I want to now talk about that specific moment. Unfortunately, speaking about that moment is going to involve some spoilers, both for Gundam Zeta itself as well as Gundam Zeta. So if you are interested in watching these shows at some point and you don't want to have anything spoiled for you, then I'm afraid that you're probably going to want to stop watching the video here. For those of you who have watched these shows or have no interest in watching these shows but are interested in what I have to say, we may continue onwards. The specific moment that I want to talk about actually happens, I believe it was episode 27 of the series, and it involves a character called Lena Ashta. And Lena has been kidnapped and is at this point in the story traveling around with Neo Zeon. And Neo Zeon, led by Hammon Khan, has just taken the Earth. And there is this kind of a ball, a gala, whatever term you want to say about that. And the people attending this, a lot of them are like government officials on Earth that are coming and kind of essentially swearing fealty to Hammon Khan, talking about how great she is, etc, etc. And it's at this ball, this gala, that Lena observes that no one is being honest, that everyone is lying, that no one's acting like themselves, everyone is putting on airs or if masked, etc, etc. She has a bit of a panic attack, and to me that felt so incredibly relatable. I don't think I'd ever seen anything like it in any show. I don't know if you guys know about this. I've mentioned this several times in my previous videos, but I'm autistic. I have Asperger's syndrome, and in particular, when I was a younger kid, I would be brought to all of these events, unwillingly of course, but you know, as a kid you have to go wherever your parents say. And the amount of times that I would look around me, that I would see that everyone is not being honest, that everyone is not acting as their true selves, that everyone's putting on airs. And as a kid, as an autistic kid, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't process that. The only thing I knew was to be myself, and in this situation being myself would be a bad thing. And the amount of stress that I'd be under in those situations, it was an incredibly horrible, unpleasant feeling. And it's something that has kind of persisted into my adult years. I don't know how I seem when I make these videos. Do I seem particularly sociable, etc, etc? But even these days I actually have a lot of trouble dealing with people that I don't know, that I can't quite trust. And it's just, that moment really, really spoke to me. I think it's one of the best examples of that experience that I've ever seen. And because of that, this show, of course, as flawed as it is, I acknowledge that this is a very flawed show, even if I still find it really enjoyable. But this one moment in this show solidifies it as being incredibly important to me. And it's just one of those situations where I really wanted to get this information out there, that I wanted people to be aware that this scene in particular really spoke to me. I don't know how other people would interpret this scene. As far as I can tell, a lot of people don't pay too much attention to this scene, but it just really spoke to me and I just wanted to draw attention to it. So that was a scene that I think was particularly important to me. And of course, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this scene. And something that I want to ask today in particular is, are there any scenes from an anime or even a manga, you can include that as well, that really spoke to you on a really, really personal level? Something that portrayed an experience that you had in a way that you found incredibly relatable and kind of gave you more clarity on yourself. And I would absolutely love to hear those in the comments below. Mark for spoilers, of course, just as I did with this. Or if you're a YouTuber, I would absolutely love to see people make a couple of these videos discussing these really important moments to them. And message me, let me know that this video has been made, and I'll go check it out. Assuming, of course, that I don't mind these spoilers, whether I've seen the show before or the show that I'm never going to watch. I'd just absolutely love to hear some people discuss these types of moments. And of course, if you want to support the channel, I would encourage you to use my Amazon or Right Stuff affiliate links in the description below. When you purchase an anime and manga through those affiliate links, not only supporting me, not only supporting the channel, but you're also supporting the anime and manga industry. So I'd highly encourage you to purchase your anime and manga through those affiliate links. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye bye.